This is how I feel sometimes. Look, just write on a piece of paper. I intend to bring forth heaven on earth for the benefit of all. Put a drop of your blood on it. Publish it to YouTube. Tag and title it Blood Over Intent. I don't know what else to tell you because this works. And look, a little drop of your blood. And how many times do you accidentally cut yourself? I know the wizard does all the time. Yes. So here we're gonna bleed on this right here. See this? And this is air, earth, fire, water, and the sun, sign of Saturn, and of course the pentagram. We intend to bring forth heaven on earth for the benefit of all. We intend to release all from the bondages of time and money, safe passage into the Garden of Eden, and forgiveness for our filthy souls. Now I'm doing a 28-day spell too. Yeah, that's for Mr. Satan and the 144,000 hellblazers. We better give them a little bit. And then this one for someone who's sick, and this one, a couple of daughters there. I'll give them a little.
Yes.
Yeah.
Every day.
Look at this. Health, wellness, abundance. Those will be the 28 days. You want to burn this one, Wizard? Or you want to do 28 days on this?
Let's do 28 days on bring up some power.
Okay, yeah, because that's the elements. So you got the elements and the... Yeah.
That's what we should be doing.
Okay, so the other ones were started on the 18th and these were started on the 23rd. See, and if you do this, I promise you, there's power in
Spells.
every little thing you do like that, and when your heart is right about it, okay?
Hey, Mary,
Yeah.
I'm your witness.
Okay, that's 23rd.
Yeah.
Here, and the others was 18.
Mary spells.
18, and the wizard, because negative, positive life force, men and women.
Yes.
Together they're powerful. Why do you think they try to always pull us apart? That's why. Because that is dangerous for them, for anybody to get together, much less men and women. Because you know what? It's the power of creation and the power of knowledge that you didn't have, you know. And once you have it, then you can do something about it, you know. But until you know, you just don't know, you know. I learned a lot in college. I've learned a lot through my life. But when I bled on the ground, when I did a blood over intent, you know, I meant it because, you know, you see how things are, you know. Like Fauci, where'd he go? He's over there in Italy. What's in Italy? The Vatican. Who owns the banks? Who owns the world banks? The Vatican. The Queen. All of them. They're all related. They're all running it. And you know what? None of this had to be this way, okay? And they can keep running all over there. I heard Tom Hanks even went over there. Maybe they're going to sell some handkerchiefs over there or something, or pizza or something. You know what? It has to end. And you can say that's enough. And you better understand that these people, none of your religions or your beliefs, whether they're about Jesus or God or Buddha or anybody, is going to mean anything to them. You understand? They don't really care. They don't care. So, you need to figure it out and understand that they've had this world domination plan. And, you know, the UN, all of them, it's all the same thing, you know. And when we learn that they're 1%, 1% says there's not enough. 1% says that you don't need any more. You know what? Who controls it? Who runs it? Who's doing the plumbing, the electrical, the working on the cars, cooking the food? You know what? When it all comes down to this one thing, you can change it. You can go somewhere and do something about it. The center of the flat earth plane is the Holy of Holies. You know, they've talked about it. They talked about how they were going to hide that from you. It's all through the legends. But that you could go there, that you could have everlasting life. You know, nobody even wants to wait there. Well, we'll die and then we're going to go to heaven. Really, that's, you know what? Just even think about that. Just think about that. It's just time to wake up. Change things, do something different. You know, painting and fixing my house up. Doing whatever I can, you know. And to get some food trucks going. There's all kinds of things you could do. You know, and everybody's worried about having enough. That's what they want you to worry about, is not having enough. What the problem is who's got control of your food source. That's the problem. Not that there's not enough. There's weeds in your yard that you can eat. Unfortunately, there is. I mean, I tell people this, and you know what? They're like, "Well, that's mean," but you know what? I just want to tell you a little story. This woman who I knew was a doctor had started doing other things like chelation therapy and stuff because she didn't believe in the medical association. She quit the hospital, said they were killing her patients, and she had different ways of doing things. And she told me that there was this book I needed to read, and it was called Eat the Weeds. And it's not the one that shows you all the different variety or whatever. This is about a man that during the Depression, his kids were going hungry, and they were going hungry. And he was looking for work, couldn't find work, and there was no food. So he started taking grass clippings and different things, and they were eating this and boiling it and doing different things. And you know, it's terrible. It's like him and his family were actually pretty healthy at the end of it. So I don't know. You know, I just know that we have to do things differently. That's the truth. And we need to keep their hands off the food source. And I noticed dear Bill Gates now has bought up a bunch of farmland. Can you not see? It is so obvious. It just makes me sick that other people can't see what they're doing and how they're trying to control everything. See, because if you are dependent on them, they can have that control over you. And at the same time, while you do everything for them, it's it's like the big carnival. You know, Aunt LaVey told people how it was, and a lot of people don't agree, and I don't agree with everything anybody does. But he had a lot of things that were right. He did. And his belief that this was the dog and pony show, and then there was types of personalities that could be controlled. And, you know, he alluded to it somewhat about the CIA, but, you know, we find out now that that's a lot of the experiments that have been done on us and were done and are still being done today are headed and funded by the CIA. Who's the CIA? They're not part of us. But it's funny, they're all related to the Vatican. And you know what? The Italian people, it's not like they haven't tried, because there was a woman in the parliament, and they took my video down, and I'll just keep talking about it. This woman was the first woman I heard over there, and she was in Italy, in a country where it's not so good to be a woman. And she talks about the Agenda 21 and about how it's real funny that, you know, oh, they're going to be sick, and oh, we got the cure for that, how they know ahead of time, and all this tracking and censorship and everything. That, you know what? She said it. And you can take her video down, but I've shared it. And I kept it in flash drives, and I sent it out because I want that woman to know that, you know, that's how we are going to have to take it down. Just like that. You know what? We don't believe you anymore. And these shutdowns and all this over what? You know, the more you do this, the more we're going to find out what it is that's in the cure. And you know what? Eventually, people will find out or they won't. You know, because you can talk about it and try to do something about it. And then in the end, the only thing I ever saw that helped me to understand how it really is to understand that you have to not allow, whether it's in your mind or in your body, don't start trusting them. I'm telling you, try to do everything you can on your own. Be self-sufficient any way you can. And, you know, support other people. If there's other people that are growing your food or raising the animals in the correct way, you know, reward them. Buy their stuff. I'm telling you. And the FNDA, I don't care. Oh, the things they passed that shouldn't have passed, and the things that they held that shouldn't have been held are all you need to know to see where you stand with them. Okay? So, just know that. And know there's a way out. Satan's got your way out. Yes, we can. It's clear who holds the spear of destiny, motherfucker. And never was it I. And I'm going to tell you what. You will find out that the goddess has got your back. She does. And you know, these other things, these other beings, go ahead. Just because you don't believe in it doesn't mean it doesn't work. I promise you. Voodoo, all that stuff, hoodoo, it does work. That's what they've been doing against you the whole time. They're getting you to pray. They're getting you to pray for the one who will take you out. Yeah, they get you to pray on your own demise. And pay to do it. Pray on you. You pay them. Don't start believing them now. I can go on from NASA to your government, to their government, to CIA, to World War II, and Hitler was, German and Jewish, and there was a Jewish transfer of all the people moved around, and they said they killed them. Well, they killed some people. They killed some people in the concentration camps for sure. But what they were really big at, it was doing experiments. They like to do experiments on pregnant women and disabled people and mentally ill people and people that were mentally challenged. Yeah. And then we gave them amnesty. This what happened. You can go back there. If I could do a timeline, I could show you where it happened and what is going on right now. And I could show you this one, all these other things, that you can go down this hole and that hole and that. And the thing about it is, blood over tea. Believe in things different. I'm telling you, do things differently. Do things differently. And things will start to change for you. Blood over intent, your only way out, I'm telling you. Get to Mr. Satan's channel. Quasi Luminous. Watch his videos.